Good evening, everyone. We're going to go ahead and call the meeting to order at this time. Please turn all cell phones, electronic devices to off or vibrate. And let's all please stand for a prayer and pledge this evening. Father God Almighty, we thank you for a beautiful day. We thank you for the beautiful rains that you've sent over these past few years and filled our lakes, our creeks, our rivers, our ponds, and our underground water, and our springs, Father. We thank you for your grace, your favor, your love, and your mercy in all things, in all ways, Lord. Father, we thank you for new seasons, new beginnings, new ways. Father, we continue to ask for your covering, your unctions, your leadership, and Father, continue to give us your vision, your dreams, your blueprints, your pictures, in all ways and all things for this city to go forward in the future, Father. Wrap your arms around us and embrace us and keep us protected in all things and all ways, Father. We thank you for your grace and your favor in all things, Lord. And we just thank you in all ways. Every breath, every heartbeat. Father, amen. And thank you, Lord. And all the people said, amen. Amen. Thank you, thank you.
We're going to do the pledge?
I'm sorry. I don't usually do this. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Pat, you made this longer. Yeah. All right. Any citizen who desires to address the City Council on a matter not included on the agenda may do so at this time. Per the Open Meetings Act, the City Council may not deliberate on items presented under the agenda item. In addition, any citizen who desires to address the City Council on a matter included in the agenda may do so at this time, or if the Council so desires, at the time of discussion of the matter. All presentations are subject to a 5-minute time limit. Anyone have anything that's on the agenda this evening? Mr. Corey.
This is really just for the city manager's report. I'm not going to be around for it, so I just wanted to give you all an update on the water plant and the timeline on all that stuff. Kind of because, this is kind of the reason that Steve and Randy both wanted out, because the job couldn't get done, and Steve was tired of hearing from, creditors and vendors and stuff like that. So this is kind of just to give you an idea of what's been going on out there the last year. And y'all can address that during the manager's report. I don't get the answer right now. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
I think most of y'all know me, but I just wanted to come forward. I had to go to San Angelo, and I was thinking about all the things that's happened in the city over the last months. And I just want to say I really appreciate all of y'all. I know y'all didn't sign on for this. And especially all the city employees that work so hard and that I call on the weekends and they answer the phone and they take care of the broken pipes and they take care of the streets and the city. We really appreciate y'all. Thanks.
Thank you, ma'am. Anyone else? All right. Thank you. All right, consider approval of the minutes of the November 4th, 2019 meeting, please. Everybody have time to review? Any corrections, additions? We're waiting for somebody to come out. It's disappeared. Nothing, Jason?
Nothing this time, sir.
Wow.
Thank you.
Bob and Rick? Nothing? All right.
Make a motion to approve. Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All right. Thank you. City Council may consider, discuss, and or approve a resolution adopting reaffirming policies in connection with the TxCDBG program.
This is for our FAST grant that we've applied for and got. It's the $500,000 grant for our fire equipment. These are basically just reaffirming resolutions, state or federal law actually, because this is a Texas Department of Agriculture, U.S. Department of Agriculture grant funneled down to the Texas Department of Agriculture, funneled down to us. So basically it's just saying that we've been awarded the grant. In accordance with all this, we agreed to not to what is it? Discriminate, that we go by the Housing and Urban Development Act, or acts and their rules, Housing Community Development Act, that we agree to go along with all this. So, let's see, that, let's see, therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Ballinger, Texas, and the City of Ballinger adopts the following: Citizen Participation Plan and Grievance Procedures, Section 3 Policy, Excessive Force Policy, Section 504 Policy and Grievance Procedures, Limited English Proficiency Plan, and Fair Housing Policy. And their Code of Conduct Policy. So that's that resolution. Then we got one very similar right behind it.
And that's the standard resolution?
Yeah, basically we have to adopt these policies in order to get the money. They're
Good luck.
we're promising to go by federal law on whatever we do. So.
Any questions? No, quite. No. All right, motion to approve resolution adopting reaffirming policies in connection with the Texas CDBG program.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. All right, City Council may consider, discuss, and to approve a resolution designating authorized signatures for Texas CDBG-Fast grant contract number 7219036.
Again, this is the next one. Let's see if we can catch up here. Okay. Resolution by the City Council of the City of Ballinger designated authorized signatories for contractual documents, environmental documents, documents for requesting funds pertaining to the Texas Community Development Block Grant Program contract number 7219036. And basically this is just a authorizing signature. So again, this is a requirement of the grant. So
Yeah, it's fine just for us to.
yeah.
All right, motion to approve resolution designating authorized signatures for Texas CDBG Fast Grant Contract number 7219036.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Which one of y'all was first? All right, City Council may consider, discuss, and approve of requests from Suzanne Riley on the update and status of the employee grievances. Sure.
Okay. At last meeting, I brought it up and it couldn't be heard at that time, so I got on the, on for the meeting today. At that meeting, last time, Tommy and I talked at the back here and said that we were gonna talk with each other. And I said that would be good, but it was, he said, you know, I didn't get my side of the story. Is that correct?
That is
I
exactly
didn't
what
get
it
to
said.
tell my side of the story. So then I thought, well, what other side is there? And today, we actually met, we weren't planning on doing, Tommy called me at home Friday night and said that he knew that I had been down here and did I want to meet with him. I said, no, I had come to see someone else. And so he saw me today, and we sat out here on that picnic table and talked a little bit over an hour. We agreed on some things and didn't agree on some others. And my main concern is how this board can see that just sending him to an HR class is gonna fix the way he treated these women and our men that had grievances also. And I think in that meeting that the ladies and some of the gentlemen talked about their grievances. That had been, I think, over 10 days. And I think y'all are supposed to address a grievance within 10 days. Is that not correct?
Does have a temper on it.
And that had not been done. Number one. So that's why the ladies felt like they needed to let the public know what had happened.
We have meetings every 14 days. Makes it kind of hard to hit 10 days. I'm not making excuses, but
Right.
we do have that limitation. We can't talk outside here. We have a limitation on that, to an extent, to an extent.
What did you say? You couldn't talk out of what?
We can't talk outside these chambers. As far as making, how do I say it? I mean,
You can't make a
yeah, we can't make decisions or we can't discuss.
Right.
Yeah, so we are a little bit bound. We could have called a special meeting, but I guess we didn't. I don't
Yeah.
remember the exact series of events.
But y'all don't discuss it outside of this place?
Not as a group, we make decisions.
I beg to differ.
We could, yeah. We can always call a special meeting, I guess. I mean,
Yes.
In our discussion today, I asked Tommy, have you done your HR? No, I haven't. When is it? He'd have to check his calendar. When is it?
I got one the second week in December.
One meeting? How many meetings? I don't know. What did y'all
Five
require him
classes.
to do?
There's 5 classes. The first one is the second week in December.
When did those get set up? Chrissy, I think you was the one tending to all that, because you were with Tommy when he apologized to everybody or just to the ladies?
To everybody. It's an HR issue, and we don't open the HR files to the public. They're private. So I don't know if I'm able to give you all of that information. It was handled, and he is complying with what was said.
So as a board, I still cannot believe that you all think that that was okay and that HR is going to handle the way these women were treated, the grievances the men had given. I don't think you gave it your full time. And why did it take till December? If this is something that you called his hand on, you wrote him up. He said you wrote him up. Is that right?
that's correct.
Everybody?
Yes.
Rule of reprimand for all to sign.
These ladies, in our discussion today, there was 1 or 2 of them that, Tommy, you said they lied to you. I know one in particular, and know another one, but that woman did not lie to you. What she told happened when she stood right here, and you know who I'm talking about. She did not lie. And I cannot see anybody in this room that could see a woman treated and talked to and taken off of this premises, saying that you're going to the bank or you're going to the library, and then you get ringed out. And then you get to say that they're gonna be, and you said you did not say this. But all three of those women were talking about, not three, the two that you took off, that you were gonna take them to the sheriff's department if they didn't tell the truth. Number one, you should have never done that. You agreed to that, is that not right?
That's correct.
How do you correct it? I don't know. There's nothing right about that. Chrissy, what if your little girl had been done that way? That's why I don't like to cause trouble, but when something is wrong, it's wrong. Y'all admitted about the budget being wrong, but you never did tell us, we're having trouble. And I understand everything needs to be positive, but you can't ignore the negative or you're going to end up with a problem. Any one of y'all, if your family had been treated that way, I don't know how you can stand it. And I know there's public out here that I guess they agreed with it too. But I just can't see how you could treat a human being that way. I just don't. Is there going to be anything, how do we know that you have completed, and why did it take so long to get into these classes? Was it not important enough? If it was reported to reprimanding, should have been important to get what you said y'all would do, get it done. And like I told him today, the day that those women he did that way, it could all been cleaned up. If you'd done what Steve said, man, you messed up. You need to go take care of this business. And as the women got criticized for using the language that they used, that was the language they heard. I don't know about y'all's house, but we don't use that word in our house, much less in a business. Because there was more people that heard and hears that word. I don't think it's acceptable. I don't think y'all are going to do anything about it. But all I can do is stand behind how I feel. And I hope that you do something about it. The budget was overlooked again. I just, I don't know. I just don't understand it. Can anybody help me to understand that?
As far as the budget's concerned?
No, the grievances. No, y'all already apologized, and right? You said you made a mistake, and y'all are sorry. That's exact words. What else do you want me to do about it? We admitted it. Those were your words. And Bob, I don't know how you twisted yours, but you admitted it.
Thank you, Suzanne. My issue, I've got an all-loving God that forgives me. If I use the F-bomb like Tommy, I ask forgiveness. He forgives me. I don't need your forgiveness.
I didn't say that. I didn't say
No, that's
that.
what you're harping on.
No, sir, I'm not.
This reminds me a lot of the impeachment of Donald Trump on the local level.
Amen.
People are not going to be happy unless you have his head on the platter. That's it. That's been it from day one when he was hired, Suzanne. I was part of that. I was part of it.
Well, and that's another thing. Y'all need to admit you made a problem.
Explain
Explain what?
what you just said about part of it from the day you
You really want me to, Rick?
Yes, sir.
No, not going to do it. That's all in a executive session. And you were part of it.
You were too.
No, sir. No, sir, I supported Tommy all the way. All the way.
Okay.
Don't get your mean Halloween face
Just
look on.
because I had somebody else in mind, you think that I was part of something and not wanting Tommy? Are you saying that? What you're saying?
Well, Rick, how about your little rambling speech the other night?
Oh, that wasn't a ramble, that was facts.
Wait a
That
minute.
was absolutely fact.
I gotta say one thing, Sam, and I'll shut up.
You're off subject.
Am I, or is he?
Both of you.
Thank you.
Well, in calling
Dang, I had
names,
something profound to say. But you go ahead, Susan. I got my thunder, so.
well, I'm glad. I'm glad. That's the way I feel. I feel strong that this is wrong. This is wrong. I can't see in any way that you could not reprimand you harsher. You know, you didn't think it was important to get it done. I know you're tired of hearing all this, but it's my time too, just like y'all's time. So,
Miss Suzanne? Yes, sir.
Hypothetical, what if one of the other employees would have done this, taken these people out and done this, what would have happened to us? Would we get sent home for the day? Would we also go to HR class? I mean,
Good question.
what's the call on that?
Try it, we'll see.
Well, then I just get fired.
That problem.
So why for the city employees is there one standard, but for the city manager, it doesn't hold to the same standard?
Well, Corey, I mean, we can't deal with hypotheticals. At the end of the day, it depends on the facts of the situation presented. And I know people are unhappy and you have a right to express your opinions you're doing today. But this council sits as a body and they have to make tough decisions based upon a lot of facts that they're privy to that you're probably not. And at the end of the day, I mean, two people, two bosses, and that's what they are for Tommy, could make two different decisions based upon the same facts presented. It depends on how you look at the matter. And they basically reprimanded you. It's in a written document. It's subject to open records. Nothing high. We adopted it.
I thought it was not on record.
Well, she just said we can't cop them, but we approved the write-up in open session. So it's subject to open records. But it basically, it reprimanded him. I mean, there's not a whole lot to say other than what it said, and required him to go get some continuing education training on management, I think, is what it was written. And again, I understand your position. That's not severe enough, but like I said, they have to make a tough decision. That was their discipline, is reprimanding them. And he also apologized to the employees. I mean, I think that was a big step, and I think that's a good step. I mean, we all make mistakes. When we make mistakes, we have to admit them, and we did that. And so I think that was the first step, I hope, of healing of the city staff and the community, I hope.
It didn't work. And we had, in our discussion, we had one worker come up and I asked her to join to make sure that we were getting the right communication. And she was not pleased. So I appreciate y'all listening to me, and I'm sorry that I don't agree with what has been said and done, because I don't think it's enough. I don't know that it's over yet, just like I said. You know, there may be something coming down the road, you know, but we need to dot some I's and cross some T's and be ready. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sam, I got one more question.
Yes, sir.
Christie said that the grievance process was going to be rewritten and reworked. I was wondering where y'all at in that.
It's going to be part of the HR revamp that we're going to start.
Any kind of timeline on that, or?
No,
Not at the moment. We got to get a committee together.
there wasn't a formal timeline set.
Right.
Can I ask one more question? Can we have, will y'all tell us when that is over, when he's done all his classes? And how many classes is there? He said there's just one?
Five, and I will let you know.
Ms. Mayor?
I might make a comment. I retired from a city and I helped work in HR and everything where we lived before. And as for going to an HR management training like that, for something specific like that, the classes aren't just every week or every day. And then they have to get into one that is open and available. A lot of times they're full, and so you have to wait until one is open and that there is an opening for that. So that's probably the first one that came open that was coming up. And as for the H-bomb, rest of us did not appreciate the people who did stand up here to testify and to listen to the H-bomb over and over and over either. So we didn't appreciate that.
Ma'am, that is just, can I say something?
We need to move on, please. We're gonna bring that, we're digging up old, we're not moving forward.
Yeah.
And
This is to be new from here on.
I'm sorry. All right, city council may consider, discuss, and or approve a resolution canvassing the returns and declaring the results of the general election held on November 5th, 2019.
Not the general results, general election, the meeting is going to be those.
Which one did you have? Is that the one? Okay.
For the general election, for the mayor race, Donnie Seymour had 281 votes. Sam Mallory had 278. Single member District 1, Clyde Escobar had 40 votes. Jason Gore had 75. And Rick Morris had 159, and Chad Hardy had 32. So declared Sam Mallory, Jason Gore, and Rick Morris still won the election.
Got it.
I mean, Donnie Seymour, sorry.
So this page we have is wrong then for the amount of votes Chad Hardy received.
No, it's on the next page.
There's two pages that combined it, but it is the writing.
To the top.
Oh,
Four
okay.
different ones.
I did say.
That's all right here. Okay.
Yeah, it had four different races, we had to combine it total.
Donnie, Jason, and Rick.
Thank you. All right, motion to approve the resolution canvassing the returns and declaring the results of the general election held on November 5th, 2019. Second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Thank you, thank you. All right, city council may consider, discuss, and or approve a resolution canvassing the returns and declaring the results of the special election held on November 5th, 2019 regarding 23 propositions relating to the amendments of the home rule charter of the city. Mr. Pat, are you going to do that one?
Yeah, I'm trying to
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
check our results here. I've been given some different numbers than what are in this cumulative report, and I think this report is wrong. This cumulative report, if you look on page 4 of 9, it says 0%. It's not reporting what the election day results were. So if you look on the first page, you have early voting, absentee voting, early voting, and then the election day, November 5th, for the candidates, you'll notice there. And then on the propositions, it doesn't, it says 0 of 10%, 0 of 10 or 0.0040. You see that?
On the election column?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and those numbers are much less than what I was provided. There's something wrong with this official, or unofficial, or cumulative report, but it's not correct. Now, if you get over to proposition U, V, and W, U appears to be correct, the same number I was given. But Proposition V is a little different. I have 209 against, this is 127. And then the last one, I have 366, now that one's correct. So
Where did this report come from that we
I
have?
don't know.
Elections office.
I just signed today.
Well, if we can go ahead with the possibility of amending her code,
Suzanne,
we check the unofficial cumulative report.
Well, basically, we need to pass this resolution canvassing returns and results. I would just use the numbers I've got, which is what, I don't know, when did you get those? This, not the same numbers I think you sent me too, I think.
Yes, there was some election.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was before the quarter.
Yeah.
That was what we were following. So, but there seemed to be errors in the cumulative report and about
Election.
yeah. So,
Well, we have the passages correct, 16 of them passed, 7 failed. The only one that appeared that, number K, it actually passed by numbers, but that was contingent upon adoption of C.
right.
And so it failed. It won't be adopted even though it was passed, but so only 15 will be adopted as part of the charter amendment. And so this resolution, I believe, is correct, at least based upon the number of votes given. And so what I'd like to do is pass this, and then we'll attach to it the formal cumulative report as being part of the adoption. So if y'all would basically amend that to include Exhibit A, which would be the formal cumulative report, if you could get that tomorrow, I will attach that to it. But basically, we need to have a passive resolution canvassing the returns, declaring the results of the special election held on November 5th, 2019, regarding 23 propositions relating to the amendments of the home rule charter of the city. We can pass that resolution, that's what we need to do.
All right. He basically just read the motions. Okay.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. And as with the corrections in the minute, correct? All right. The newly elected council members for the mayor, place 1 and place 2, will be administered the oath of office by the city secretary at this time.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Donnie Seymour,
I, Donnie Seymour,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear and affirm
that I will faithfully execute the duties
that I will faithfully execute the duties
of the office of mayor
of the office of mayor
of the city of Ballinger
of the city of
and
Ballinger
of the state of Texas.
and of the state of Texas.
And I will do to the best of my ability,
And I will do it to the best of my abilities,
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution and the laws
the Constitution and the laws
of the United States
of the United States
and of this state.
and of this state.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Jason Gore,
I, Jason Gore,
will solemnly swear
solemnly swear
and affirm
and affirm
that I will faithfully execute the duties
that I will faithfully execute the duties
of the office of Single Member District 1
of the office of Single Member District 1
of the state of
in the
Texas
state of Texas
and City of
and
Ballinger,
City of Ballinger,
and will to the best of my ability
and will to the best of my abilities
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the constitutions and the laws
the constitutions and the laws
of the United States
of the United States
and of this state,
and of this state.
so help me God.
So help me God. Thank you, man.
Raise your right hand, Mr. Rick. I, Richard Rick Morris,
I, Richard Rick Morris,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
or affirm
or affirm
that I will faithfully execute the duties
that I will faithfully execute the duties
of the office of
the office of
Single Member District 2
Single Member District 2
of the City of Ballinger,
City of Ballinger,
the State of Texas,
State of Texas,
and will to the best of my ability
and will to the best of my ability
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution and the laws
the Constitution and the laws
of the United
of
States
the United States
and of this state,
and of this state.
so help me God.
So help me God. Thank you.
Ms. Phillips on this?
Yes.
You're not allowed to sit down and sing. What? You're not allowed to sit down. We're gonna dance.
Now, Philip, you know well enough.
I was gonna dance and let you. This is a plaque. It's my honor to present to you today in honor of all the hard work that you've done over the years. It says, presented to Sam Mallory in appreciation for your outstanding service on the City Council, Mayor, May 14th, 2011 to November 18th, 2019. From the Mayor, Council, staff, and citizens, City of Ballinger, November 18th, 2019. That's for you, my friend.
Thank you, sir. Donnie is our first, I believe, female mayor. Yes. And I believe you're younger than I am, so now you get to be the youngest mayor in the history of our wonderful, great city.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
y'all very much.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you. Appreciate you. Hang in there. You bet. Thank you.
Okay, moving on to number 11. Consider setting the time and place for the regular and special council meetings.
Pretty much defined in the charter.
It is. Basically, what we need to say is,
Reaffirm
right,
Reaffirm that it's on.
reaffirm, the first and third Monday at 5:30 at this location. For the rest of the
Say
year.
that out loud.
You have a motion to set the, you can't set the special meeting, you can set the regular.
Yes.
I make a motion that we set the time and place for the regular and special council meetings to be every first and third month,
Regular meetings.
regular meetings.
Yeah.
To be first and third Monday here at City Hall, in the council chambers at 5:30.
Second.
Okay,
All in favor?
all in favor? Say aye.
Mayor, what you might do is when they make a motion, the second, and yes, if there's any discussion, and if there's not, then you just ask for the.
All right, number 12. Motion to, or consider setting the salary for the mayor and commissioners of the council.
Currently, the salaries are $20 for council members,
2083.
Yeah, 83 cents.
$20.83 per month for the council members, and $40 and change for the mayor per month. That's what it's historically been, and
It's in the charter as well.
yes, and it also said in the charter. There we go. Yeah, I would propose that we keep the same.
I'll make the motion to keep the salaries the same as they currently are going forward.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
Sorry, I was too
Sorry, dear. No, that's okay. Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I don't know why I went to my hand. Okay, consider appointing a mayor pro tem.
I'll do the mowing.
You'll do it.
I'll take you up on that.
Me
Currently, our mayor pro tem is Bob McDaniel. I would propose that we keep the same mayor pro tem.
I'll make the motion to keep Bob as mayor pro tem.
too. All in favor? Discussion.
I say.
Second, okay. All in favor?
Aye.
I'll abstain. I abstain.
You abstain?
You can't.
People out there jumping all over there.
Okay. Number 14 on the agenda, the city council may consider, discuss, and approve the resolution allowing the Chamber of Commerce to have a parade on November 30th, 2019, starting at 10 a.m.
This is gonna be the Christmas and Old Ballinger parade. is
Yeah,
that
this was
correct?
just given to me like an hour and a half ago, so there's that.
Yeah,
Basically, we've already worked it out with Stan on blocking the streets. It's the parade on November 30th. I think we need an official signature
Is there a
from,
reason why it's pushed to 10 instead of 11 like it's been in the past?
no, there's not a reason. It was just changed to 10. You know,
I'm just curious.
yeah. As far as my discussions go, no, just 10 o'clock. Honestly, believe maybe because we said on the billboard at 10 o'clock. Don't bother me, that's what I think it is. Because that ain't gonna change. So, all right, I'm not sure which city official I need to sign it, but.
if you can give that to Bonita.
Bonita? Okay. There is a caveat to this I need to discuss, though I did not have the proper whiteout for this here. This will need to be changed obviously to the state. Okay, and that's it. Any discussion?
Would you read the resolution caption for me, so they can make a motion?
Yeah, yes, did you let her read it?
I can do it. Whereas the Chamber of Commerce Christmas Parade will be held to recognize the Christmas holiday season in the city of Ballinger. Whereas the Chamber of Commerce recognizes the public purpose of a parade and has traffic and safety concerns for all parties involved. Now, therefore, it will be resolved by the city of Ballinger, Texas. The Chamber of Commerce and City of Ballinger will cooperate fully with requirements of the State of Texas Department of Transportation while participating in the closing of State Highway 67 on November 30, 2019 for the Christmas and Old Ballinger Parade. In Resolution 11182-019. Yes, we will need a motion.
We need a motion to approve.
Make motion. Go ahead, Bob.
To approve the resolution allowing the chamber to have a parade on November the 30th, 2019, starting at 10 a.m.
Second.
All in favor? Say aye. Aye. Okay. Number 15, the city council may consider, discuss, and/or approve an ordinance authorizing the placement of stop signs at the southwest corner of Sargent Avenue at 7th Street and the northwest corner of Sargent Avenue at 7th Street, and authorizing the removal of yield signs located at the southwest corner of 7th Street at Sargent Avenue and northeast corner of 7th Street at Sargent Avenue.
We've talked about this, in not the last council meeting, but the one before it.
This is my house.
It's from Allsup's down to 8th Street, on Sargent. There was, there's a lot of traffic and sometimes goes kind of quickly. We had talked about, and I believe agreed to put stop signs on Sargent and remove the yield signs on 7th. And Pat has developed this ordinance to reflect our decision, the council's decision. And so this is the ordinance.
You have to read it too.
Well, somebody needs to read the caption of the ordinance. I'll be glad to do it.
Okay.
Ordinance number 19, we have a proposed number, Anita?
1918.
1918, okay. An ordinance authorizing installation of stop signs at the southeast corner of Sargent Avenue at 7th Street and the northwest corner of Sargent Avenue at 7th Street. Authorizing removal of yield signs at the southwest corner of 7th Street at Sargent Avenue and the northeast corner of 7th Street at Sargent Avenue. Providing a severability clause, a savings clause, providing a penalty in amount not to exceed $500 for any violation thereof, and setting an effective date.
Yeah.
I'd like a motion to approve that ordinance as read by the city attorney.
Any second? Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Number 16, the city council may consider, discuss, and approve setting school zones around both school campuses and the football field.
In the same meeting, I believe it was brought up, not last meeting, but the council meeting before. The fact that we don't really have a school zone from the football field on 11th Street up to Country Club. We do have one on 8th Street. We also have one on the highway. I want to say it's from the Methodist Church, a little past One Stop. We asked Stan to get a map together because he had worked on this previously. And if Stan could come help us out with this, and let us.
Well, basically, it's just, that's the elementary school. The only school zones we have is on 8th Street and Broadway. And so I guess when Browns was here, he wanted to do something about it. So I set out and basically drew a map of where all school zone signs needed to be, so to speak, and that's what I did.
Are there not any, I can't remember if that was like the high school junior high.
Yeah, there should be another map with the high school on it as well.
I didn't know that was separate, okay. That's what I'm asking. There you go.
Stan, what's the speed limit on the streets now?
Well, per state law, it's 30 miles an hour. Yeah. And so we'll be dropping it down to 20 miles an hour.
What about signs for cell phone use? Yeah, it's
Yes, I did find a big sign for the school zones with the time limit on there, not so much as, you know, that you don't need any electricity, they won't be flashing or anything, it just has, I think from 11:30 to 4:30, I think is what it says.
7:30.
7:30 to 4:30,
Yeah, daily. I think that's what it says,
school days.
school days. And then, of course, cell phones being prohibited in that area as well. With each additional spot, you need 21 signs to cover the whole city. For each sign, the 20 mile an hour speed limit sign is $62, and the cell phone signs is $23. With the signs, it's gonna be right under $2,000. I don't think I included shipping in that, but I think it's free shipping if you order 70 signs. So,
We place the sign on the same post.
yeah,
And if a new post is needed, we have some posts.
yeah, you just need one post. The speed limit sign will be on top, school zone, or cell phone will be on the bottom.
I was asking a question. This only applies to people who's in vehicles,
Yes.
about the cell phone usage. Because people was asking me if we're walking or.
Yeah, it's only to driver. The passenger
Just
still
want to
uses
clarify
the
that,
driver's
because that question was asked.
But that's what, I know y'all won that 11th Street slow down.
Oh, yeah, that street's bad.
13th Street is also bad.
But the school zone doesn't go all the way down,
And that's what
but our does it because it's kind
I kind of did
of.
a 2-block radius from the
Okay.
school, from the property of the school. Basically what I did.
Those stop signs on 11th Street are almost useless. They don't pay attention to them hardly at all.
They do when people get stopped.
Yes.
My daughter got stopped there. She pays attention now.
They
Well, I
can't,
mean,
they can't be there.
signs and
every
everything, you also need a white line designating the school zone, a white line painted across the road.
What's the timeframe you're looking at?
I mean, if we passed it tonight, we would order the signs, probably this week or next, whenever we, can figure out exactly what we need. And, we'd put them up as soon as they got here. So you're looking at maybe a month.
It just depends when the signs get here. I don't know if there's a delay in them or not.
Yeah, I mean, we'd have to figure out, if there's 6 weeks delivery, then, we'd start working on them immediately when they got here.
And we'll need to adopt, again, an ordinance.
Right.
Setting those in the speed limits as well.
Right. But if,
But if we favor it, we can go ahead and say we
Right.
favor it and bring to us at the
Right.
next meeting, an ordinance. And,
right.
We wouldn't order anything till the ordinance passed?
No,
I think
if you passed it tonight, we would order it as soon as we could. The ordinance would follow up, like the stop signs on 7th Street and Sargent.
I would like to see us not spend the money. I want these school zones. I want them. And I agree with them, but right now, we're not in a good economic situation. I would prefer that we wait. Nothing drastic has happened with it the way that it is. If we could hold out till we're in a little better position.
Okay.
More
Get through the
spending.
summer prior to next fall?
Yeah, maybe next year.
Yeah,
Um,
I like that.
I just figured that that's almost $1,800, not counting the sales tax that would go on with each of those. Is there, I know the state has lots of grants. There are so many grants for just about anything that you can imagine for cities, counties, and all. So is there some way that somebody can check into maybe getting a grant for something like that? Because it is a need,
Yes.
but it is a real need, but that costs a lot of money for 21 signs.
Right, and that might be something we could, we will definitely look at a grant for that. We might even ask TxDOT if they could,
Yeah,
help us out.
As long as we don't have to have matching funds.
No, yeah,
We
no,
need to have something where we don't have to have matching funds.
right, no, that is correct. Now,
50 though, it'd be better than paying full price.
Yeah, matching funds.
well, I mean, we're talking about kind of two different things. I mean, whether we want to pass this and make this a school zone and then pay for it. So there's, you can pass it and then we can look at trying to get signs for it
Explore
later.
the fines part of it.
Okay,
Okay.
now, granted, they wouldn't be able to enforce a lot of it, but until we get the signs up. But, I mean, or we can just table it until we do have the funds. So it's kind of up to you guys what you want to do. We can go after grants. We can ask TxDOT if they can help.
Let's take a look at it.
I think table it until we can do it all at one time.
Okay.
That's just my take on it. And I'm for the school zones.
Yeah,
Because not I know.
I'm right with you on
Yeah.
So
So
So it'd be a motion to.
Motion to table this until later, further notice.
Motion to table,
The school zone.
yes.
I make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
And what I can do is I'll find out if there's funds available through another source.
Okay, number 17, consider approval of all building permits.
Yes. The only building permit we have is Mr. Juarez, Benito Juarez. His house was the one that caught fire a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago, at 108 South 12. It's behind Rangel's Tire Shop. The cause of that was electrical fire in the air conditioner, I believe. Is Brent here?
He's,
Okay. Mr. Juarez has hired an electrician out of San Angelo, a licensed electrician named Mike Herrera, to help reconstruct, remodel part of that facility. And this was just a grant for them, This was a permit for them to go in there and start doing the electrical work. Our guys have looked at it and he is licensed, so as far as the city's concerned, we're okay with it.
And it's okay, you're not in the floodplain,
Yeah, because it's a remodel or
a rebuild.
a reconstruction.
They're not adding any
No,
square footage.
no,
In the same footprint.
same footprint. They're just, basically what they've done is taken it down to the beams, to the foams. They've taken all the sheetrock out and any insulation, and they're rewiring it because of some of that caught on fire. Some of it shorted out. So they're just rewiring it, making it safer. I believe he got a donation of sheetrock, like a large amount to redo that. And so, they're working on it. Their family is trying to get donations and things like
Who's
that.
doing the inspection of that?
Uh,
In absence of Steve Nixon.
Our electrician, Carl King.
Okay.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve the building permits as presented.
second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, number 18, here are the city administrator's bi-weekly report.
Basically, all I have to put down, we have a big water leak right outside Bearcat Supply. If you'll remember last week we also had a very large water leak on our main water line from Ivy, and this is part of that. Well, we had two at the same time. And what we found is these 10-inch water main, when it split at the seam where they had welded it together. And it took quite a while to get it under control. We'd had to shut the line down for, I think, 3 days. Some of that was because we had to wait for parts. Parts we're using are 10-inch clamps, and they're about 2 foot long. We ordered the same clamps for the water leak at Bearcat Supply. So if you see it leaking, we know it. I think we put up cones and let everybody know it's high on our list. We just need to be able to shut the line down and then clamp it with our parts when they come in, and then we'll be able to turn the water line back on. But that's the big reason why it's not been repaired yet. We've been really, really busy the last, ever since the beginning of the new fiscal year for our city, October the 1st. As you see in the last couple meetings, we've gone through a lot of different contracts, and we've had a lot of grant resolutions, contracts, and things that we're working with. Let's see, we've got things out to bid. Our auditor's gone out to bid. The JAG pickup has gone out to bid. We're waiting on a little more information on some of our fast fire equipment to go out to bid. Let's see. I can't think of anything else right offhand. Did y'all have anything?
For you,
Yes.
I'd like for you to address Corey's concern about the rental equipment.
We
It's
had,
supposed to be picked up November
it was supposed to be picked up November 13th. My guy Robert, he was busy dealing with some, we had a lot of cold weather. So we asked them to push it back till today. And I don't know if they've come and picked it up. I kind of doubt it because I haven't heard anything about it.
So we've been paying around $8,000 a month for equipment that we didn't use.
I will have to check and see the exact numbers. But it is on our list of things that we really need to get done. We've moved some equipment out there to try and go ahead and all we need to do is cover it up at this point. We've got a plan going forward with everything.
But you agree Corey's concern is about it.
It is a valid concern. But I've got 4 people in my water department.
Okay.
So when a water leak comes up, that's more of a concern, so we go to it.
I understand that.
Sewer problems.
That's pretty significant money leak.
It is.
Is the traco still out there?
It is, and
I
I've
guess
seen,
if you all
Saturday.
know, but
yeah.
we had a situation out there that was not good.
Yeah. The guys moved the Traco out there and they put it in a precarious position on hold. It needs to be moved, so I've asked them to move that. I gotta go make sure they got that done, but I was
It
told.
puts us in bad situations when it rains.
No, it does. They just put it in the wrong spot. And that's all I had.
Well, I'm getting, maybe this doesn't fit in, but I've got 3 complaints over 4-wheelers running around town, and now Sam will appreciate this. There's a guy doing UPS deliveries,
I have
pulling a
seen,
golf cart, with 2
Yeah.
little trailers hooked to it.
yeah, I have seen him.
You seen that, Rick?
He's been in my house.
I've seen
I'm really run over
Many, many
it.
times.
Yeah, that's the issue right there. But those are, those things are code for sure.
I'm sure it's, if UPS is doing that for the holiday season, gearing up for Christmas packages.
Golf cart pulling trailers, but don't they have to be street legal?
Well, they're supposed to have the warning, the flags and all the stuff like that. They're supposed to only operate on streets that are 30 miles or less.
Most golf carts are street legal.
No, they're not.
I thought we had an ordinance that we.
Well, whether they're street legal or not, I do not know. That's gonna be a question for the
They came to
police
us and asked
department.
us, they came to us and asked us.
They came a few years ago, wanting to do it. It helps with deliveries and everything else. We were supposed to pass an ordinance to allow them to use that because we have an ordinance saying no golf carts or whatever. I don't think that was ever brought up or ever approved. And so they just kind of, okay, we kind of gave them a blessing, saying y'all can do this.
Just don't get run over.
Yeah, but they have to stay off the main highways.
Did Brownwood pass an ordinance?
Yeah, I think we did a resolution. I don't recall, to be honest with you. I'll pull it up and see what I've got on.
But Stan, you're saying that's a temporary thing, just a seasonal thing? Because I have a golf cart I can drive around.
But you gotta be, some of them are street legal when you purchase them. A lot of them,
Yeah, the only one I know is Rick Sonnenberg. He drives his to work every once in a while, but it's got turn signals, it's licensed. it's
yeah, you
insured.
have a lot of, I've heard that has one, has a license plate on it, he registers it as a vehicle. And technically, that's what you have to do to make it legal. But with UPS, we're gonna make an accept UPS and FedEx for delivery services, because it's only seasonal around the Christmas holiday.
Well, I think probably as Rick kind of indicated, it could be a problem area for an accident.
Yeah, well, I know there's several cities that's done it, and it never has came back up with city council.
Okay, all right. So unless,
Is this something that we want to discuss in the next city council meeting?
I'd like that on the agenda.
Okay.
So that takes us right on into our next. Here, request for future agenda items for the city council. So the ordinance to allow UPS to deliver, is going to be one?
Yes.
On the golf cart?
Yeah, we'll put it on the agenda.
Okay.
Well, people see UPS doing it, they're gonna wanna do it with their golf cart. So are we gonna be specific about this or generalize?
You know, we don't allow golf carts, you know, you can pass an ordinance that allows golf carts to drive your city streets. We don't have that, I assume, here.
No.
And
I
some,
would love that.
I thought we did.
Ron does that.
yeah, some,
People go to-
Porter Rangers has it.
like gated community cell and, but anyway, this came up with us a few years ago. They asked permission. I had the same concern as you did, but it's, you know, obviously they're big boys and girls, they know your business. But they said it's a huge cost savings that they pass on to us, ultimately the customer. And I think they're doing it in a number of Texas cities. I know that's what they presented to us, that they had done in every single city that they were operating in.
Yeah,
So I-
city streets specifically.
Yes, and he said they stay off the main highway, you said main highways, anything over 30 is my understanding. They basically follow what, and I haven't seen them, but to know what their golf carts have got, turn signals or lights on them.
I don't think
They don't-
our park order.
It's just a golf cart, battery golf cart.
Joe, do you have a question?
I've seen some golf carts on my street. Kids, you know, driving them. Nobody messes around with them. And I've seen some four-wheelers too.
Okay.
Can we look back in the past, as in when J.C. Gore was chief of police? Because there was an issue with golf carts driving the city streets then. I understood from J.C. there was a city ordinance that you cannot drive a golf cart on a city street.
Yeah, somebody got ticketed for that. They went
Yes.
down to the 7-Eleven.
Yes.
But I do think, Tommy, we ought to have kind of an age restriction. We don't want a bunch of kids motoring these things around and doors and everything else.
Well, I
Just
think,
permit them, just permit them, make them come up here before the season starts, permit them.
That's what Miles
Put it
does.
on the cart. That way you may not even permit on your car, you can't drive. Revenue stream maybe.
Yes. Yeah, thank you. Good idea. This is gonna go on the agenda for next city council for. Yeah, we'll do research on that. So, number 20, Ballinger City Council shall meet in executive session as authorized by Texas Government Code Section 551.074.
I'd like something else put on the agenda before we go forward.
Okay,
I would like to, for us to be able to have a discussion on our updated city ordinances. We've had the ordinances out to be codified for a long time, and we have not received anything back, to my knowledge, and we need to have this updated. We have a lot of new ordinances that we really don't have anything in our book to go look to see.
Sam, we paid, what, $7,000 for recodification?
More than that.
We got the recodification back, it's just we gotta go through it and adopt, which is,
Oh, so it's not in our hand.
no, well, it is, no, we got it back, this is what did we done in spring?
Yeah.
Or, I don't know what it was. So we got it, we just gotta get a committee and look at it and basically approve. The charter was really our first.
Well, I'm not Rick, I'd sure like to have some.
well, when we had talked about it, we were gonna do the charter update. The next thing was the HR update, the HR handbook, and then the ordinances, so.
And then one more thing, I'd like some discussion and some further clarification on the dog park situation. It looks like it's just dead.
Right.
And we're either gonna have to move forward or do something. We spent all the money getting it ready.
Yeah, I talked to, the IFC, school about it, the representative for, I believe it's DECA. And they're using it as their project now. I asked them to, give me an update. They did purchase a bunch of equipment with the money given to them by the Rotary Club. And, a lot of it's been getting into been delivered to the maintenance shop. I just don't have a timeline on when they're actually gonna start it. I've asked for that,
What
so
happened to the little Laura Brown group?
she's the one running it. She's still doing it.
Well, nothing's happening.
Yeah, well, they ran into a problem with how to order the equipment. The stipulation on the Rotary Club grant was that you order it and then you bring the invoice and then they reimburse you. Okay, that was their holdup because they needed the money before they could even order it. So after that got worked out, they were able to order it and that's starting to come in. I don't know exactly how much is here, but I know a lot of it is already. And benches and whatever furniture that they're gonna have. But, so it is rolling. It was just real slow because they had to get the financing.
Well, somebody could be out there raking it or leveling it or doing something to make it cosmetically appealing, you know? So-
That is true, yes. But, again, I've asked for a timeline on when they're actually gonna be there physically doing things to it. Hopefully we'll get some feedback this week.
Now, let's have it on the agenda for next meeting and give you an opportunity to bring a report. Because we need to see something happening. I mean, I think they should have had all this on out before they brought it to the council
Well,
about their grant,
right,
their
well,
stipulations.
yeah, we didn't know this until way late in the game. In fact, Rotary called us months ago and said, hey, this is what they've given us. This is from Rotary International. So, I mean, I don't know that anybody knew about it beforehand. So it's just something that they threw a curveball and everybody's had to work with.
Tommy,
Sir?
financials.
Yes, sir.
Christie laid these in my hand when I came in today. They were emailed to me,
Yes.
but I'm not gonna sit in front of my computer. I like to highlight things, check things off, and underline things.
Yes.
I didn't have time to study these financials.
I
I would
understand
like a
that.
hard copy of these before council meeting.
I understand that.
You know, signed over the weekend or whatever, instead of just in front of me the day of, if you don't mind.
I agree.
I would
In
like
fact,
the
we
proposed
probably ought to have it
agenda.
on the agenda that we discuss these financials because we haven't had any hard copies to go for, to look at.
And I think a lot of this is fluff, stuff that I mean, all of this is pages and pages. Maybe the other council need all that, I don't know. Kids Body Shop, $200 or $300, you know, and on and on and on, ad infinitum. But that's just me.
Okay.
My major was in biology.
Understand.
Who's responsible to get that in the agenda?
It's our responsibility.
Who's on?
What's your question?
Who is responsible in getting that budget in the agenda?
The financials.
Oh, including them with that department?
I mean, whose job is it?
Well, Tommy is the chief financial officer, right, Tommy?
Yes.
And
Yes.
this is your city secretary.
Yes.
I assume in concert, y'all should do that.
Yes, we do. And yes,
Okay. That's my request.
yes, sir. Understood. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you, Bob.
can we move on to the next item now?
Any more future agenda items? Okay.
Good.
Next.
Okay. Ballinger City Council shall meet in executive session as authorized by Texas Government Code Section 551.074. Personnel matters.